Hello and welcome back to the Remembering Tuscola webcast. I'm David Porter. I'm here with Bill Englehart and Mike Carroll and our local historians to talk about this week's crop of photos. We've got some good ones. They're not maybe as much variety this week, but I think you'll have some fun with them. Anything going on before we get to photos?
Bill, anything going on?
Not much. It's going to get warm again. We need rain. Farmers were happy last weekend. Let's hope we get some more.
We did get some much
We
needed
see
rain.
things. We see a lot of activity around the schools right now because of construction and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I haven't seen much.
No. We were last Saturday, I think it was last Saturday, beautiful day. I told Bill this. We drove through the park probably about noon. There wasn't a soul there. Nobody on the tennis course, nobody on the basketball course, nobody on the baseball. There was nobody in the dog park. We thought maybe a neutron bomb had called up, blown up and killed all the people.
I believe the pool's supposed to open.
I hope so. Then we went to the Champaign that day. And normally we don't go to Champaign Saturday afternoon because it's just a madhouse. And there was nobody there. I mean, we walked into a lot of businesses and there was just nobody there. So we didn't know what in the world. Is everybody on vacation? Is everybody in Alaska, Japan, Sweden, somewhere?
Well, not everybody. I haven't had a vacation in 10 years.
Yeah. Well, lucky you. Mine's been 20. No, I wrote.
You're on vacation every day.
Yes, he is.
I sent an email that yes, I am. I'm living in paradise right here. I called Roger Weber, Judge Weber. I need to get a hold of Steve Beckett for a friend, or Chad Beckett. I didn't have their numbers, so I emailed Roger, and Roger told me, he gave me both Chad and Steve's net number. So I called. I got a hold of Chad, and Chad said his dad was in Italy or could be Greece heading to Turkey, So I talked to Chad, but I sent a message back to Roger Weber, and I said, Chad says Steve was in Italy, now Greece, possibly Turkey. Andrew Beckett's in Yellowstone. My neighbor to the south is in Florida. My neighbor to the north is in Alaska. Becky's niece just left today for Japan. Becky and I have been trying to go to Indianapolis for 2 years, but can't quite pull the trigger. Should I just go ahead and have someone pull the grass up over me now? People just fly around like it's nothing. And to me, it's a big deal to get in a car and take a 3-4 hour trip.
Yeah.
Other than Peoria, do you ever take a trip?
We haven't recently.
Other Wisconsin?
Other than Wisconsin, but we haven't been to Wisconsin for a while.
Yeah. Dave, it's hard. I look at you and I say, why would you ever want to go anywhere? You got that chair, you got those cigars, you got those trophies. I'd never leave that throne room.
Every day with me is a vacation.
That's right.
We're living the dream, buddy.
I think Jenny implied that one time too.
That's why he's living the dream.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Jenny's retired, and you're still going to keep on humping.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to travel, get in a U-Haul and travel.
There's a joke there somewhere, but I'm going to leave that alone, Mike.
I know.
Probably a good idea.
Is there a pun there? Maybe you just give me the pun instead.
Maybe we should go to photos.
Let's go to photos.
Let's go to photos.
All right.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Billy,
Steve Leonard.
Steve Leonard, Oaks.
Yeah, that's Dennis.
Tom Harris.
Like. Tom Harris, Bill Anderson.
Billy Anderson.
And the one and only.
Jimmy James Fleiss.
Yeah. Back in that day, they called him something like Speed Demon.
What is this, 69? 70, 69?
Let's see. Jimmy.
A little earlier, I think.
No, 68, he'd have been a freshman then when I was a senior. Is he a freshman when I was a senior?
Yes.
Okay.
Or he was a freshman when I was a senior. No, he was sophomore.
Yeah. Well, Billy was a year behind him, so that must be two groups there.
Steve Leonard.
Yeah.
Tom Harris. Tom Harris hasn't changed that much.
No, he hadn't. Still got his hair. Steve's older brother, Billy. When they lived behind me were the Reinhardt house. Bill and Steve grew up there with Lowell, Leonard, and and they had back in those days, they had tall weeds. There was an abandoned house back there, and there was 4-foot weeds. I was back there with a sickle chopping weeds, and Billy and Steve were little kids watching me. And my mom came out screaming, and she said, Emma Maris, the neighbor across the street, who was always just looking out the window, called and said I was trying to chop their heads off. And anyway, I got in trouble for chopping tall weeds. Remember the tall weeds out there?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
do. There were. Did I say Dennis?
Dennis?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Harris is relatively unchanged.
Was Jimmy Clyce as animated at this age as he is now?
Oh, Tommy Rooster. Yeah, he was my third baseman. I coached when I went to Milliken and came back and coached Babe Ruth ball. Tommy played for me and Jimmy played for me. Jimmy was my third baseman, and he hit the pitcher a couple of times trying to throw to first. So I put him at second. Tommy and Vernon Lewis were always at odds, so I got them together and banged their heads together. I don't know if that helped or not. This was a good group of kids.
Yes, they are. Good men.
Billy lived right down the street from me.
Oh man, that's Gary Little.
Gary Little had the hurdle records for a long time, I think.
He was best time in the state in 180-yard lows when he was a senior. He graduated in '67. He was Gene Murray's pride and joy. There's the old press box there.
The old wooden press box that shook in a high wind.
Yeah.
What are they doing, David? They're taking the press box down. What's the new one to look like?
It's gonna be pretty fancy, I think. It'll be 2 or 3 stories, and
oh boy,
it'll be nice. Gary was my junior high basketball coach and track coach. One of them, him and Dave Penrod.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go, John.
There's a good picture.
Johnny Surma, Bill's brother-in-law, lower left.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bill.
Well, it's John Surma, Dave Brown, Mark Sipe, Steve Leonard, Charlie Wilson.
Charlie Wilson.
Yeah, Dennis Oaks. Back row, that's Coach Burris. Can you take them, or do you want me to?
Yeah, that's Tom McCumber. That's
Mike
Waters. That's Ricky Wellborn.
Dennis Chaplin.
Denny Chaplin. There's Hausman, Fred Hausman, and
Bill Rome.
Philly Rome, and Bob Trimble, who was Bob Trimble did his student teaching here. And did he stay on for a year or two as assistant?
Oh yeah, he was here. He taught full time.
Bob applied for a principal job at high school back years later, and I heard that Williams was going to hire this weird guy no one's ever heard of, and I actually went to Williams' house in the lobby, and I said, everybody loves Bob Trimble, he's popular, blah, 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 blah. Well, of course, I sensed it for the other guy, and the other guy was Jim Boyles, who turned out to be a great principal and a great superintendent. Bob also went on to be a great principal. Retired to a cabin down in Oakland, his old stomping grounds where he played high school ball. In '59, shot the shot put, won the shot. Great basketball player.
Yeah.
And Bill Burris, we miss Bill Burris or not?
We miss Bill Burris. You know what, man? There's some really terrific ball players there.
Boy,
that was a good team.
Now John must have been like a freshman or sophomore.
No, well, let's see. Yeah, that's right.
Stone Cypher.
Because Mark Sipe graduated in '69, and John graduated in '71.
Yeah, he was a sophomore.
Yeah.
I wonder where those jackets ended up.
Well, there's a story about the old Tuscola uniforms. My senior year, we won 21 games in a row?
22. Well, you won 21 in a row.
21 in a row. We were ranked top 10 in the state with big schools. And going into the regionals, we just beat Villa Grove 112 to 90, I think.
It was 22 in a row. That's what
22 in a row.
City,
yeah, 22 in a row. And we're ranked top 10 in the state. We beat some major schools. And so going into our final game of the year in the regionals, somebody had the bright idea to go buy brand new uniforms. And they were horrible. They were the top went underneath your crotch and snapped. And so when you jumped up in the air, your voice got 5 octaves higher, and you couldn't breathe. And hell, we lost the game. And everybody laughs about going out. Don't ever go buy brand new uniforms and show off because it'll come back to bite you.
It'll bite you.
Right. You go with the fall.
One of the interesting things about these is there are some purists who would say the image is a chief, not a warrior.
Well, I don't, that's a distinction without a difference to me.
Because of the headdress.
Their uniforms, Charlie Wilson's got his warm-up unbuttoned there. They had a nice uniform, and of course they wore the high socks in with the T on the side. I like those uniforms.
Plus they wore the high top tennis shoes.
Yeah, plus they wore high top tennis.
I broke my ankle 3 times playing basketball. I remember.
You can see oops. You can see the T over here on the sock. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Big old Dave Brown. What an interesting guy.
Man.
Last time
I
I saw Dave, he was on the back of a train waving goodbye as he went through town. Have you seen he passed away, didn't he?
Yeah. He's gone.
He was an interesting.
Steve Leonard's gone. Charlie Wilson's gone.
Well,
Dennis Chaplin.
Rick Wellborn fell. I had fallen out here on the ice back 5, 6, 7 years ago and cracked a couple ribs, didn't think much of it. Then I heard Rick Wellborn died, and they said he fell and broke some ribs, and he went to a hospital down that area, and they said, "You're okay." Went home a few days later, he just was nauseous, upset. They ran to Carl. Turned out he nicked his diaphragm or lung or something, and he wound up dying, shock or whatever. So whenever you fall and break ribs, make sure go get x-rayed. This is a health tip from Bill and I. We give health tips too.
Tom McCumber's gone too.
Tom McCumber's gone. There's the twins. There's
that's an old picture there.
Yeah, that's Jimmy Cox. But right there is John and Gene.
Yeah.
Waters.
Oh my goodness! Look at that.
Mark Pleiss, Larry Ring, and who is that? Who's that?
Dennis Ryan.
Dennis Ryan at the end.
Yeah.
This is about what is this? 70,
well, let's see.
70,
Ringo and Ryan
71.
and Cox are 71.
But it's he looks like he's a freshman or sophomore, so this might be 68 or 69 picture.
Might be a 69.
Yeah, because Ringo
Their
looks
freshman year. He looks very young, doesn't he?
He looks young.
Looks like Shano.
Yeah.
Neat.
There's Laura McConkey's the middle. I don't know who the other girl is.
Marcia Fortney.
Well, Laura McConkey's the next one. Laura
Arwine.
Arwine used to be Laura Leaflighter.
Yeah, the caption from the paper says Marcia Fortney and Laura McConkey play the Glockenspiel.
Oh, the Glockenspiel.
Yeah, we did. Mike and I did that one year.
We did that.
Yeah.
I did the Glockenspiel for about a week, and Buckle made me give it up. So it would interfere with my football. Oh boy, there's Linda Holmes and
Kathy
there's
Hayes.
the names down there.
Oh yeah, they're there.
Kathy Hayes.
Two
Her brother was Mike Holmes.
of our finest.
Mike Holmes, about the same time. Mike Holmes was in there with the Flash Hanners, wasn't he? And
Mike Holmes was a good pitcher, wasn't he?
Yeah, good little league pitcher.
Yeah, I think he was in there with Flash.
This, of course, is the Southern Border.
Taken last week.
Taken last week, Southern Border. There's Tom.
Tom McCumber. That looks like Jake Lindsay to me.
Well, maybe about the same class. Jake was the same. Was he?
He was right there. He's about
Who are
69.
the girls? I don't get to see the girls back.
Looks like Janet Stroll.
The front one.
Yeah, it's the front one.
Third one in, the blonde.
But I can't tell who the other one
Can you
is.
slide a little bit left, David? We'll see who the.
Do you have names on this?
Well, I'm checking the internet, see if I got any help on it. I didn't have any names going into it.
That's Zapata right there, head of the revolution. Army of the South.
I'll tell you what, if I get that right, and that is Jake Lindsay,
You get a star.
I get a star on that one.
You get a Dave Star.
I'm looking here.
Everyone had nicknames.
Yeah.
The Lindsay family, Dick Dew and
Dickerdoo.
Termite. Yeah, Dickerdoo and Termite was the younger one.
Yeah.
Jake was John Lindsay.
Out in Denver. I think he's out in Colorado. He used to be
Yeah, he's out in Colorado.
Health Board.
Yeah,
I don't have any comments on that one.
okay,
Okay, there's that Janice Stroll again on the left.
and that is her too, isn't it?
Huh?
Boy, that girl, and that looks very
Second
familiar.
one
I
in.
just can't tell you.
Third one, is that Rita Duensing? Third one?
That's Rita, and I think that's, this is Oaks,
Fourth
and I
one
can't
is,
think of her name.
Joyce,
Yes, that's Joyce Oaks.
and the fifth one, we should know that fifth one there.
Should, but we don't.
What's the last one? Can you slide it a little bit?
That's driving me nuts. Who is that girl?
There's Tom
That's Tom
again.
McCumber. Okay.
You got names on this one?
nope.
Oh, man.
There we go.
Here you go. These
Hey, now
guys
there's
are rough riders.
these are the rough riders. This is the gang that couldn't shoot straight, and their names are right there.
Yeah, their names are on this one, but that's okay. We can talk about them.
But the third one we just want to talk about is David Bishop.
David Bishop, JV.
Shavy Bishop was a whale of a pool shooter. Later on, I think he worked with Dick, his older brother,
Yes,
in
he
the printing
did.
business in Champaign.
Champagne. We see David. David came to Wayne Hardwick's. No, Howard's funeral.
Howard Conair,
Yeah.
your neighbor, David, at his funeral at the cemetery. Shavy was there. We got to have a good talk with Shavy and Wayne Hardwick, who's now passed away. The pool group that Bill and I hung around with is just about gone.
Yeah, almost. Now, on the end there, Paul Falke on the left, that's Emmanuel's younger brother. And I don't think Paul's living. Barry Denbo, I remember him. And then the picture we can't see is in Marvin Evans. That's Billy Evans' younger brother.
Billy was your class, wasn't he?
Yeah. Those boys are all duded up. Shavy's got that hair slicked back.
Oh, that was yeah. The pool hall gang was known for their hair, except for me. I didn't have any. Connie Schroed, there, Jan Rice, who's married to my cousin Tom McGuire out in North Carolina.
Cindy Thody.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy O'Brien.
Who's on the right? Slide to the right.
It's a mannequin.
Oh, that's Larry Mannequin.
See you in
No.
your class?
No, it's Brenda Mannequin.
Oh, well, that's a lot of bull there,
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
Now, is that Phil O'Brien's sister?
You know, I don't remember Phil had a sister. Phil wound up being an engineer with IDOT down at Paris. Great guy.
Cindy Thody was Al Thody's little sister.
Was that Al's little girl?
Yeah,
Little sister?
sister. Yeah. Max Thody was her dad.
I just noticed the bull.
Yeah, I said that's a lot of bull. Nobody jumped on it.
That's
I'm above everybody's head. It's just getting tiring.
it's wow, that is some bull there.
That's a Mad A door.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. The Nun girls are in. The Nun twins are in this.
Yeah.
There's Nell. Of course, we're reading the names now. Lorraine, married to Dr. John Best, and she's passed away. Sandy Helm has passed away, and Della Peters at the far right. And there's Ann Nunn. The Nun.
I think, yeah, Ann and Nell were in class of 67. Adela Peacher was in 67. She lives in Hawaii, I believe.
Ann and Nell their brother was Bob in my class, who died his senior year.
Sandy Helm was a sweet girl.
She was a nice gal.
Yeah, she really was.
Came back to Tuscola at the end of her life.
Yes, she did.
And Lorraine is Delbert's daughter.
Yes.
Elbert's daughter.
Yeah.
Diane's her sister, and Roy Davis.
Old Roe.
Old Roy was my classmate. I just saw Roy 2 weeks ago. John Best had a little party, and Roy was there, and he told his bad jokes, and I told him even worse jokes back. Kind of a bad joke contest.
I remember Lorraine subbing when I was in third grade.
Yeah, I think she was speech pathology or something.
Yeah, she subbed some too. The Nun girl's mother was Hazel, who was a wonderful teacher.
Bob was handicapped, wheelchair, and I think he did tax work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good family. Oh, boy.
No,
Oh, no.
wait a minute.
Too many.
Oh, no.
Oh, these are the three amigos
Yes.
that were banned from most nations in the world. I don't think these guys get a passport.
These guys bring tears to my eyes just
Oh, my
looking
God.
at the picture.
I just want to take them out of the country and dump them in a river.
So,
Mark Toomey, that was Mayor Toomey's son. Mark was Beck's bad boy. Wendy Warren was worse, and the worst of all was Mike Cunningham.
oh, man.
We just saw Mouse and Toomey. What was Mark's nickname? Toomey.
Yeah, whatever.
Wendy was a track star, little halfback. Dad ran did HVAC work, didn't he? Warren's.
Yeah.
And Mike was Doc, part of the great Cunningham clan, Doc Cunningham and Betty Cunningham's family. Mike wound up, he fought in Vietnam, came back. He was on a PBS series that his brother Jeff did about Vietnam veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And he interviewed him. Mike today, I think, is in charge of about 5 or 6 restaurants in Chicago.
Very successful.
Very successful, doing quite well.
I think Wendy's in California now. Mark's in Jeff City.
Jeff City, where he's worked for the government.
Right.
He's an anti-government radical, but he wound up working for the government all his life. He's like the rest. He just sold out like the rest of us.
If Toomey,
He married Janine Hall from Bill's class.
mm-hmm, and one of Becky's better friends.
And I had a date with Janine one time.
You did.
I had one date with everybody in your
One
class.
date with everybody.
They never would answer my call after that for the second date. What was that, Bill?
That's good.
Well, there's Judy Knetz. Second from left is Dale Knetz's sister, Judy, cute girl. Greg Eaton wound up being a principal. Did he marry Melinda?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
They've been married forever. Yeah.
He was a successful principal.
Yeah, he was up at Morris, Illinois.
There's Jack Holden.
Jack Holden and Debbie Lyons, who we see.
Debbie Conlon.
Yeah, we see Debbie frequently. But Don Snyder, that's what's Connie's little brother.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he has photos.
That's inside joke.
Inside joke. That's inside the inside.
Mm-hmm.
This is all class of what is it? Go back again and see what class that was. There's this is probably
That's 69.
69 again.
Although I think Ringer and Eaton were 68, maybe.
68 or so.
Judy
Picture was 67.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
June of 67.
Judy Knetz's brother Dale was in my class, and Eaton's had a large family, a lot of boys. Melinda Ringer was a pretty girl, really nice girl. You know, went to Presbyterian Church. Her dad was a deputy, I think, at one time.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Ringer worked in the courthouse.
Fred Ringer?
Yeah.
His name?
Yeah. Debbie hasn't changed a lot, has she?
No, she hadn't. Well, you blow that up, there's that Belinda mannequin again down there.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. This is a toughie.
Valerie Helm.
On the far right is Kay Russell. I know her.
Yeah. That's Kay, who was married for many years to the late Willie Benner. And what a good guy he was. There's
well, let's see, it's down here. Valerie Helm.
that's Everett's daughter.
Everett was a part-time police officer, great guy. I told you about him giving me a break one time on a speeding incident.
He didn't give me a break.
He gave me one, buddy.
Well, that was just, you were popular.
I was wheel hopping going down, what's that street behind True Value, behind Monocle's Washington? What is that street?
Behind Washington?
Behind north edge of where Higgins used to be, where Save More is. Ficklin?
Oh, yeah, Ficklin Street, yeah.
I had Englehart and Skinner in the back, and they were egging me to see what the car would do, and I punched it, and I was wheel hopping going sideways when Everett pulled me over a block later.
Took him a block to catch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave me a break. He said,
This Nancy Coverstone, Her brother was in my
Third,
class.
third one over.
Bill Coverstone's been gone many years now. Bill was a nice young boy.
Kathy Ron is that Fred's sister?
Must be Fred's sister
Fred
in
was
that one.
67.
Yeah.
Class of
Kathy.
67 was Fred who's passed
Then
away.
Carol Reynolds just passed away. Seemed like not that long ago.
You and I should be depressed by now.
I'm afraid so.
All these kids younger than us have died.
And if you move over one,
Move over one. You got Judy Daniels here. You're blocking off.
there's Judy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nice picture.
Yeah. Beautiful times. There's my cousin, Tommy McGuire. His big sidekick at the time was Gary Neal, second one in from the left. There's
Rocky Reimer.
There's
Jim Kleiss.
there's Gary Ring.
Yeah, Gary Ring. And here's Rick Burns, who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Slide it over one more. We got to see what Gerald Clarkson. Gerald Clarkson, I coached him in, is that Gerald? Yeah, I coached Gerald in that little league thing, and Gerald was the sweetest kid you ever want to know. He died early also. You're missing one there. They got Steve Leonard. Let's see what this is.
I think there's 8 names and
Yeah,
7 people.
I think they're missing.
I don't think Steve Leonard's in that photo.
I don't either.
I guess Gerald Clarkson was the last one.
Gerald's face was a lot rounder than that, though, wasn't it? Maybe.
He looked a little heavier. That's
Yeah.
not Steve Leonard either, though, is it?
No, it's not. Okay, we got them.
Yeah, well, they're out of order because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th name is Jimmy Kleitz, and he's the 4th one in the picture, isn't he?
Right.
Yeah, they got. If we go by the way, not the Jimmy's the 4th one, and then
Him and Ringo's
Ringo's the 5th one.
turned around.
Yeah. Then Burns. Then I think that is. It's a little chunkier.
That'd be a nice picture to show at Burns' inauguration into the Hall of Fame.
Well, he'll get boycotted. Oh boy, Nate the skate.
That's Sugar Nader.
Chuck Nader.
Chuck Nader, what a good boy.
Donna Ritchie, now
Donna
Donna
Ritchie.
Lamb.
Donna
Lived
Lamb.
across the street
Yeah.
all these years, married Ray Lamb. I used to play golf with Ray, and then they just took off for Florida, what, 2 years ago?
Not then, yeah, a little over a year ago. Yeah.
They chucked it in, and I think they went down to the what do they call that place where you play?
The Legends or something like that.
Yeah, you play golf every day, Ray said.
Yeah, Ray plays golf every day. Well, that's a good picture of Chuck Nader. He's a good boy.
Chuck was a nice kid.
Yeah.
This is like 67. See, there's
man.
Pam Thoman and Ken Ragsdale.
Yeah.
Kent became a lawyer, I believe. His dad was a PhD chemist out at the plant, was on the school board. Pam lived right next door to the Thomans. They were your neighbor on Parkview.
Yeah, her folks were our neighbors.
And did she marry a guy from Newman?
Originally. And
Well,
then
who was that guy?
Appleby.
Bill Appleby. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had her one daughter in school, 6th grade.
Yeah. She was the only child, I think.
She was the only child.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, these two are Tuscolians.
Yeah. Chuck Holmes, good basketball player for Burris, big center.
And
Hope. And her brother Bill was my class, and then her sister Kathy was your wife's class, 67.
mm-hmm. You know, Chuck Holmes and Andrea walked in graduation together. They were the tallest in that class. I had their kids in school. That's always kind of neat when you see people you went to school with, and you know you had their kids in the classroom.
What was Chuck's nickname? Boomer?
Probably something like that.
Now we're gonna make a guess.
No, that boy on the right looks
Yeah,
familiar,
well, he is. We know him.
but the girl that looks familiar.
Same class. I want to say.
Help us out.
Yeah, let me see if I got any comments, because nope, I don't have any comments on this one. Not all of them have the names on them.
This, I'll give you this guy in just a minute.
His flower wilted.
Yeah, that was from last year. Saved some money. Oh, there's Kathy Wade, married to Tim Hull.
And
Kathy
there's
Hull,
John Pendergrass.
John Pendergrass.
His dad's Earl.
Earl worked out at the bank.
Yeah,
John Coffey in the background.
that is coffee in the background.
boy.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa,
Oh, this is romance.
this was hot.
This was hot.
Susan Van Horst, whose mother was our wonderful chorus director.
Yeah.
And Rabito, cue ball, Doug McCumber.
Mike and I both still miss Doug.
Doug, we're just mad at him that he didn't get to the hospital on time.
Nope. He did everything else on
He
Doug.
did everything else perfectly except that.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Was a great guy. Tuscola misses him.
Yes.
Susan Burris and
Muck Smith.
Randy Smith,
Randy Smith.
and Susan Burris, Susan
Yep.
Atkinson.
Susan still works up at the Hillard
Still we're
Agency.
saying Tiger's son's doing real well. Wonderful kid.
Yeah.
Muck played in a rock band, I remember.
I think he played with the Bear Boys, didn't he? Or
Yeah, Bob and
I think so, Jeff.
Bear.
Yeah.
That looks like a Waldrop on the left.
That's a wall drop. And I don't know the boy. That is Joyce Grimm.
That is Joyce Grimm, is
Yeah.
right, and it's that's not Matt.
That is I want to say that young man was one of Huffer's,
Charges.
yeah, something like that. I can't remember his name. Joyce, in that picture this week, or in the article, we had an article on Richard Carson from Vietnam, his passing. Carolyn Floyd wrote it. That was his widow, Joyce. She now lives in Kelowna and is happy and married.
There's Daryl Ferris, lower left-hand corner. Wildly successful success story.
Is that Harriet Jinks with him? Who is that?
That's Harriet Jinks with him.
Looks
Up above is Gary Neal and the Oaks girl.
It is the Oaks girl, isn't it?
Daryl Ferris came from humble beginnings, worked hard. First president, student council president at Parkland, became an important executive with Couch Enterprise and wound up going down to Dallas, Texas with Vicki Vinson, class of 67. Had a couple wonderful kids and was a very successful business entrepreneur with Gebel, and then self-employed with optic fiber cable he sold in China and all around the world.
I still hear from Daryl pretty frequently. He's a close friend, worked with my mother at Four Seasons. He's also my fourth cousin.
He's a real Horatio Alger, rags to riches. Just came a long way in life and did a wonderful job. And just a great guy.
Just a good boy.
Good boy.
Super guy.
Super nice guy. There's Alex Tingley. Yeah. One of the three Tingley boys that there was Alex, Paul, and who was the youngest one? Black hair. Alex was the oldest of the three Tingley boys. I'll think of the third one. And ran track, just a great personality. Had his dad's bubbly personality.
Now that girl, I just can't, the hairstyle over the face, she looks terribly familiar.
Well, in the of course, these pictures are on the Remembering Tuscola page. Joy Townsend is tagged. I don't know if that.
Joy Townsend?
Yeah, she's tagged in it, so I don't know if that's her or if that's just someone, alerting.
What was Beth? She's about 64, something like that. Beth Townsend. You remember her?
63 or 4.
Yeah. I was in class with her in French class. She wouldn't pay any attention to me whatsoever. Tried to get her attention, say hi. Oh, I know these girls. This is a hot group here.
These are queens.
These are definitely queens. On the far right, that is Anne Charnetsky, Carol. In the middle, Susan Nuccio, knockout there.
Married Ron Gardner and then married Dr. From Mattoon. Susan McNeil. Susan McNeil.
McNeil. And then here we have
Carol Teeters.
Carol Teeters.
Married Richard
Looking
Lindsay.
beautiful.
Richard Lindsay from your class.
Yes.
Then Dick passed away.
Yeah. Boy, nice looking group of young ladies.
They were beautiful back then, weren't they?
They look good.
I'm sure they still are.
Yeah, excuse me. I was never very good at conjugating verbs. There's Phil O'Brien.
No.
Oh, wait.
Steve Lyons.
Steve Lyons, excuse me.
And Candy Taylor.
Andy Taylor.
Motormouth.
Yeah.
Hey, look at there in the background.
There's the Hump.
Tim Poley in the back.
Hump.
And that's Dave Worth across from me.
Yeah. Yeah, we do better with people in the shadows.
Yeah.
There they are. They gave it a try.
Yeah.
There's Larry with his wife to be.
Gary.
Gary. With his wife.
Carol Beals.
Larry's gonna beat me up.
Yeah.
Carol Beals. God, I haven't thought about her in years. Gary's up in Downs, Illinois now. He's with his classmate, Vicki Hausman, Vicki Stroh. Gary's a good friend, I think a lot of him. Always have.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
I lost track of the Beals family.
Uh-oh.
There's my old football coach, Wild Bill Bukovich.
Who's the young lady?
Kathy, is that a Hope?
Kathy?
Kathy Hoke.
Bucko threw gifts around like
Hand grenades.
like hand grenades. What'd they say about Rockefeller? He threw nickels around like manhole covers. I don't remember Bucko giving too many gifts away, so it must have been a special
It
occasion.
must have been special.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is a special picture. This is so special that I can't tell who these people are.
The guy on the left, it's not Matt Morey, is it?
No, Matt Morey threw the shot.
Yeah, but he could run a little bit. He was
That's true.
fullback on the football
He was
team.
a horse.
Rudy Huber said that's Rob Kahneman on the left.
Rob? Doesn't look like Rob.
You mean on the right?
That could be. It said on the left, but I don't
I
know.
don't think either one of them looked like Rob Kahneman that I remember.
No.
That could be Rob. See his face up
I
here?
think John Coffey in the background
Wait a
with
minute.
those glasses.
See the face here?
That could be who?
That could be Rob. Look at the
It
face.
could?
Yeah, that could be Rob. Just imagine.
Nah,
I think it could be Rob.
I don't think so.
I don't know who Rob had the high school 100-yard dash record for a while.
Yeah, he was
A flash.
fast.
It's a
He was a
flash.
flash.
I don't know who's handing off.
I don't know. I can't tell. Maybe Rudy reevaluate. Ooh.
Ooh, there's Mike Holmes.
Yeah,
Second
there's
from
Mike.
left is Mike Holmes.
Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
boy. Go ahead and name him.
Well, I'm just going to say about one of my favorites of all times on the far right, number 20, that's Flash Anders.
Dale Flash Anders. Everybody liked Flash.
Yeah.
He won. He had
One pole ball.
He had the pole vault record when I was a senior, and he was a freshman. He had a solid steel pole that didn't bend, and he ran as hard as he could, jumped up in the air. The pole didn't flex, and he basically pulled himself up the top of the pole and went over about 10 foot, I think 10.6. Sheer strength.
Yeah.
The pole did not bend.
Man.
The pole did not bend 1 inch. It's just like he's picked up. He probably would have gone with the graphite flexible pole. He probably would have gone 14, 15
He
feet.
might have.
He could have cleared the telephone lines.
He would have tried.
Flash was just a great guy. And that's Harry German on the next to him is Harry German, I think. Well, 52 looks like Harry German.
Yeah, 45 is
Mike
Michael.
Holmes is 45.
But I can't get the other boys. If I heard their name, I would know.
You got any names on this one?
No, just Hanners.
You agree with me on Harry German?
Probably.
There's my cousin Tom McGuire. There's there's old Burley Lewis.
Yeah. Now,
Berlin Lewis,
Berlin Lewis was probably
one of the best athletes.
one of the best athletes, probably one of the strongest men I've ever known physically.
Yeah. Third one, I'm going to pass for a second. Then we got Steve Leonard. Then we got the youngest Tingley. Let's see, there was Alex Lyle. That's Lyle. Paul was the middle.
Just
Then Lyle. You know, I'm thinking is Eric Sipe. And this is is that Maurer on the far right? Is that Meyer or?
I can't tell you on that one.
Oh, I think I coached him in baseball. That could be Eric Sipe, number 8.
I think it is.
Steve Leonard on the discus. Gary Meyer, I think was his name. There's Rob.
Yeah, there's Rob Kahneman.
Gary Little, and there's Johnny Coffey. Johnny Coffey was a tackle on the football team. And going into his junior year, I think Pat Keene dropped out of football, and I think Doug McCumber dropped out of football, and they didn't have a quarterback. And
he filled the role.
And they asked Johnny, they said, okay, anybody throw a ball more than 5 feet? Johnny threw one. He wound up being quarterback. And he wound up being one of the best quarterbacks we had through a perfect pass.
Yeah.
Old tackle.
I'll tell you what,
his brother Colby was a good football player many years before.
Those are 3 fine men right
Those are
there.
great guys. Yeah, in fact, John went on to be principal of the Olympia High School.
Lexington
High School.
He was principal up at Lexington for like 20-some years.
Mark Wish and Wayne Runyon.
Yeah. Oh man, look at Wish. Mark was sitting at a ball game the other night.
Mark is grinning like he's got the world by the tail, which he eventually did.
He does have the
He does now have the world by the tail.
By the tail.
Owns more farmland than Moses.
Great picture.
Wayne was a middle distance runner, I think half mile.
And just a good guy too.
Nice guy, and his sister was
Vicky.
Vicky was a dancer.
And Wendy. Yeah.
Good family.
Yeah, Mark and I go to ball games together now.
Next picture is Mata. What was his first name?
Russell
Mata.
I don't recognize.
You get the rest.
No, I can't.
Fourth one's Alex Tingley.
These guys are young. Well, there's Tingley. Yeah, I see him.
Slide that to the right a little bit.
God, this guy here looks so familiar.
He does.
And he does too now.
Yeah, we should know these. You should know.
Well, yeah, but see, these guys were probably about the 8th grade or 7th grade when I was a senior.
This is probably the 70 class.
Yeah. Did they have sisters?
If they did, I had one day with them. Got names here?
Just the ones you already got.
We should know. We should know the third guy.
Is that Williams? That's not Don. He's too young. Boy, got me, buddy.
That's it for today.
Oh, here we are. We can identify.
That's Bill Ingard on the right.
Yeah,
He's really aged a lot.
He's aged a lot. Mike Carroll.
David, it's depressing. All these people, we look at these pictures and we're there. It was just like yesterday. We were with them, and so many of them have passed away. And Bill and I are not feeling great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
David, once again, an apology to those that we forgot.
Yeah.
If we get the name, then we make the connection.
If you tell us their name, we would know their name.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then we recount many times their family, their brothers, sisters, moms, dads. That was the special thing about being here and having stayed here, don't you think? We have those good memories.
We're pretty deep. We're pretty deep in Tuscola.
We've been told we're shallow.
Well, we've been told to grow up and let go of the past. Let go of the past and whatever. But no, I think I think it's somebody talked about, there was a psychologist, Bruno Bettelheim, I think, said the me generation, the narcissism will eventually die out because it's so shallow. What is deep is to be part of a deep history that you know and appreciate, and to look forward to a future that you hope is bright. And so Bill and I have got the first part done. We're deep in the history, but I think it gives a certain sense of calm and peace to know you're part of a flow of history that's gone before you and that will keep on going after you. In other words, this just isn't a blip in time that means nothing. We're part of something special. That's what I feel.
Me too. Me too.
Good. Well, thanks for tuning in. And anything else before we sign
Tell
off?
David, tell your readers on Facebook and whatnot to tune into this show. Oh, and it did last week. Was that it got on YouTube, I believe.
Yeah, I've been having trouble uploading to Facebook, so I am
Put it
now
on
uploading to YouTube and then putting the link on Facebook. And that actually will make it a little more accessible to people who are not on Facebook,
Right,
can find it on YouTube.
on YouTube. You suppose we can get paid for that?
I think David's losing money and time right now. I don't think David wants to pay us.
No, it wouldn't be
David,
David. It would be these people that want to watch us.
David, you're doing a public service, and Bill and I, being big fans of Tuscola history, appreciate the hard work you're doing preserving history. I mean, when you digitize these old pictures, that means, as I understand digitalization, they theoretically could be there forever.
Yep.
Which is wonderful.
I
Film
did,
disappears and rots and stuff, but this is good. Good stuff you're doing, Dave.
I digitized about 100 photos last night, but I split it into 3 weeks for us. So
Good.
But you can sleep in the next 2 weeks.
that's right. Well, I still have to edit them, but they are scanned and in the system. So yeah, I thought 100 would be too many for one show. So
No, and these are mostly 67 to 71. What's she doing?
Well, she kind of gave you the one up on
Did I?
that one, yeah.
Did you give me? Did you flip me? I got the look, David. I got the look that I almost always got after the first date.
yeah,
Hey, do you have an extra pillow and couch at your house?
I got the look.
are you in trouble, Mike?
What do you mean, am I in trouble? Have you ever known me not to be in trouble with somebody?
To quote Randy Hastings, I don't get in trouble. I stay in trouble.
Yeah.
That's,
I don't know the meaning of trouble or a lot of other English words.
Yeah.
David, thank you very much.
Thank you. You're
All
doing
right.
great public
Thanks.
service, David.
We'll see you.
We're glad you're letting us participate in
Oh,
this.
I'm glad you're here because I wouldn't know of most of these people. So we'll see you next week on Remembering
Okay.
Tuscola.